what's coming in 2023, if you don't know who you are, if you are not in alignment with who you are, who you need to be, what you're trying to accomplish, and be grounded in that, 2023 is going to be like a living hell for you. 2023 and beyond, actually. Peace, family. As always, I hope that this video or this message finds you well and in excellent spirits. So lately, I've been getting a lot of messages and I've been prompted to share them with you guys. This is the first time I'm doing this, so this is uncharted territory for me, but these messages have to come out. So if you are hearing this message, if you are exposed to this message, you're definitely meant to hear it. And if you feel inclined, please share it, because this is really important information that we all need going into 2023. All right. So there's something about this particular time period that's really interesting. And the first thing that I'll say is that, you know, here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're getting ready for winter. We're gearing toward the winter solstice. You know, it's the days are getting shorter, the nights are getting longer, and typically the winter season is when, you know, things kind of die, where people hibernate. It's not a time where you really think of renewal, but I'm being told that this, for some people, and by some I mean quite a few, I just mean not everybody, but for some, this is going to be a time when renewal happens, regeneration happens, re-energizing happens. It's almost like this winter is kind of going to be like a spring for some people. And I'm also being told that that's sort of the general energy for 2023. I haven't really sat down to really chart out the astrology and all of that for 2023 yet. I've been told I have to do that at a very specific time, and that time hasn't come yet. But from the messages I've been getting, 2023 is going to be, it's not going to be what people expect. I don't think it's going to be like whatever the astrology is, whatever the numerology is. I feel like it's not going to be to the letter, right? It's not going to be exact. I feel like 2023 is going to come with some curveballs. I also think that 2023 is going to come with surprises. And I feel like, you know, if you go into 2023 thinking that it's going to be great, I think you may be a little disappointed. If you're going into 2023 thinking that things are going to be horrible, I feel like you're also going to be surprised. So 2023 has some curveballs for us. But before we get into that, got to talk about 2022, specifically Capricorn season. So many of the messages I've been getting, whether it's been readings or whether it's been channeled messages, it's been letting me know that Capricorn energy is not only really heavy during December, but again, for a lot of people, it's going to be kind of like a season of regeneration. You know, I was taking a walk this morning, and I live in Florida, so it's always hot, right? But we're definitely in December, and there's this tree by my house that only blooms like November to January. And in that moment, I heard the word late bloomers. And so for some people, I get the sense you may feel like you are behind, or you may feel like you're not in alignment with your peers. Like, what do I mean by that? I mean that, let's say you want to get married, but you're in your late 30s, 40s, and you feel like, you know, damn, the clock is ticking and I'm getting older. I haven't gotten married yet. Same thing with having children. Like, if you are later in life, if you're later in age and you're like, damn, I feel like the clock is ticking, like I should have had kids already. That's the sort of late bloomers that came to mind. And so there's something about Capricorn season that is for you, that the seeds for those things that you want, I feel like are going to be planted during Capricorn season, which makes sense because Capricorn season is all about stability. It's all about being grounded. And so the seeds that are being planted during Capricorn season, they are likely very valuable, and they're likely things that are going to grow long term, right? So it's important that you guys know that. The other thing about Capricorn season is that this is the season overwhelmingly where you need to know who you are. And not even just knowing who you are, you need to be grounded in who you are, okay? It's really important that you are able to figure out who you are. Sorry, I've got to put my watch on Do Not Disturb so I don't get any interruptions. All right. Like I was saying, you need to be grounded in who you are. You need to know who you are and be grounded in who you are, because what's coming in 2023, if you don't know who you are, if you are not in alignment with who you are, who you need to be, what you're trying to accomplish, and be grounded in that, 2023 is going to be like a living hell for you. 2023 and beyond, actually. All right. So it's really important that you know who you are. So one of the other things that I was told with this message is that when the nodes shift, when the lunar nodes shift next year in 2023, currently they are in Taurus and Scorpio. And Taurus and Scorpio are all about resources, whether it's your personal resources as represented by Taurus, or whether it's your collective or your shared resources as evidenced by Scorpio. It's all about resources, okay? And resources is not necessarily just money. Resources is your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-values, and your identity, right? Your identity as you relate to yourself and your identity as you relate to other people. This is going to be extremely important. And it's why this time period right now is all about knowing who you are. Because next year in 2023, the lunar nodes are going to shift from Taurus and Scorpio to Aries and Libra, okay? This is important because Aries is all about the self. Libra is all about relationships. It's all about other people and how we relate to other people. But most importantly, the theme that is going to come up when the nodes shift from Taurus and Scorpio to Aries and Libra is war versus peace, okay? And if you don't know who you are either going to be at war with other people, or even worse, war with yourself. And war with yourself is nothing that you want in this coming year. So now is the time to really know yourself, okay? Now, currently Mars is retrograde, and Mars is retrograde in Gemini, and it's also going to be retrograde throughout Capricorn season. And what this means is that Mars retrograde is testing your resolve, okay? Mars retrograde is really asking us on an individual level, are you really who you say you are, right? Are you living who you are presenting to the world? Or do you have this mask on and you're presenting something or someone that you are not? And Mars retrograde is really important because it's allowing us to get right within ourselves, okay? Because remember I just said, next year the lunar nodes are going to shift into Aries and Libra, and it's all about war and peace. And when that shit goes down, you need to know which enemy to fight. And that enemy should not be you. If there's a battle to fight, the battle should not be within yourself. Some of us may have battles with other people. Some of us may have conflicts with other people when those lunar nodes shift, right? But you need to be right within yourself. And Capricorn season, specifically while Mars is retrograde in Gemini, is the time to do that, okay? I cannot stress that enough. Now, in terms of knowing who you are, one of the best ways to do that is to look at your natal chart, okay? Your natal chart is the blueprint to your life. It's the snapshot of the cosmos when you were born, okay? But the natal chart only tells part of the story, right? So if the natal chart is the snapshot when you were born, the progressed natal chart is like pressing play and seeing how that snapshot has evolved, all right? This is important because a lot of people believe that they are only their sun sign. Truth be told, we have the energy of all 12 zodiac signs within us. But we have signs that are prominent in our lives and prominent in terms of our personality. And the thing with progressed natal charts is that it shows you who you are becoming and who you've become over time. Again, it's that evolution of your natal chart. And so we're more than our sun sign. And in knowing, and in this time right now where we need to know who we are and be grounded in who we are, many of us are going to be called to examine our progressed natal charts, to understand who we are right now. What part of our personality is coming alive right now? What part of your personality is going to be activated now and into the future? That information is going to be key going into 2023. All right. Let's see what else we have here. All right. So we've got the full moon in Gemini coming up tomorrow on the 7th. Okay. Now it's happening at 16 degrees Gemini, and the numerology of this full moon in Gemini is the number 7. 7 is very important because it's the number of spirit. It's the number of completion, right? Like in the Bible, everything was created within 7 days. It's also the number of intuition plus intellect. All right. Many people are going to experience aha moments and moments of clarity with this full moon in Gemini, particularly as it relates to yourself. I feel like many of us are going to learn things about ourselves, discover things about ourselves that are going to become illuminated at this full moon in Gemini. So really pay attention to what's going on. For many people, I think glimpses of your true identity are going to be shown to you. Whether you experience it within yourself, like let's say you have a dream and you see it, or you just have an aha moment in terms of your personality or your true identity, or it could be reflected to you through other people. So other people may show you what your true identity is and who you truly are. So everything going on around this full moon in Gemini, you really need to pay attention to it because again, I feel like it's going to show you glimpses of your personality and your, not even your personality, but your true identity. All right. So I've explained about Capricorn season, right? But we're not yet in Capricorn season. We're currently in Sagittarius season. And the lead up to Capricorn season, remember I said before, Capricorn season is going to be like when you plant that seed, it's going to be like this new energy. It's going to be this like almost rebirth for some people, to be honest. But before we can get to that, we have to get through Sagittarius season. And Sagittarius season is all about healing. Many of us have trauma and wounds that we are physically storing in our bodies or that we are energetically holding on to. And Sagittarius season is the time where you're addressing this and where you're releasing this, all right? And one of the things that you need to look at is Chiron. Where is Chiron in your natal chart? This is what you have to examine. You need to, I would urge you to research Chiron, what it means, the mythology behind Chiron, because this is going to be the key that unlocks your true identity at this time. It's also going to be the key to healing whatever you're holding on to, whether in your physical body or in your energy body, your energetic body. You need to look at where Chiron is. And you need to do the healing work right now during Sagittarius season so that come Capricorn season, this is when you are living in your true identity. You are grounded in your true identity. And this is when things are going to start to flow for you. If you do this work, right? If you figure out who you really are, get grounded in it. And before that, if you do the healing work to get rid of what you no longer need, 2023 is going to be an excellent year for you because that's how you're going to start to see, and that's when you're going to start to see things starting to manifest in your life in a very real way. All right. So Sagittarius season, healing. Capricorn season, planting the seeds of your true identity. If I had to sum up this whole video in that phrase, that would be it. All right. So in terms of everything that I'm talking about, there's going to be you're going to fall into one of three categories, especially in terms of the healing during Sagittarius season. So the first group of people, you're going to be prompted to move your bodies. You're either going to be guided to exercise more, engage in dance. Anything to get your physical body moving is going to help move some of that stagnant energy within you, particularly as it relates to your sacral chakra. Okay, so exercise, get into healthy physical activity, and change your diet. Like your diet has to be top tier during this time to get all of that stagnant energy in your body moving and dispelled. All right, that's group number 1. Group number 2, some of you are going to need to dive headfirst into shadow work. Okay, this is when you're going to be examining your shadow side. This is when you're going to be reconciled and really doing the heavy lifting when it comes to healing. And if you're wondering where to start, you start with meditation. So for group number 2, you're starting with meditation and you're really doing some heavy shadow work. All right. And then group number 3, these are the people who are feeling mentally exhausted and physically exhausted. All right. If you fall into group number 3, you're going to need to get a lot of sleep. You're going to need to get a lot of sleep because you're not only going to be receiving a lot of downloads, you're also going to be having some cell repair, like your molecular on the molecular level, like some cell repair, and also some DNA activations. So if you feel like you fall into group number 3, you definitely need to sleep a lot more. You definitely need to have a clean diet. I mean, everyone needs to have a clean diet at this time, regardless of which group you fall into. But for group number 3, lots of sleep, clean diet. And for you particularly, you're going to need to eat as you are intuitively guided. All right. Your intuition, your spirit guides are going to tell you exactly what you need to be eating and what you don't need to be eating at this time. And also lots of water. Everyone's going to need a lot of water, but particularly if you are in group 3, and group 3 is you're feeling mentally exhausted, lots of water, sleep, clean diet. All right. Like this is definitely stuff that you're going to need to know. And you need to be doing this now. Because like I said, come Capricorn season, that's when you need to understand who you are and get rooted in who you are. All right. And Sagittarius season is doing the healing work to prepare for that. So again, the 3 groups. Number 1, people that need to exercise. You're going to feel prompted to exercise, move your body, eat clean, and get rid of stagnant energy. You may want to also do some sacral chakra healing work, or just sacral chakra work, or Reiki healing, particularly focused on your sacral chakra. You understand what I mean. Now, the second group, these are people who are going to need to dive into shadow work, like hard body. All right. Start with meditation. Meditation and journaling are going to be your best friends in this Sagittarius season, because that's how you were going to engage in shadow work. That's how it's going to get you started. And that's what's going to show you what you're holding on to and what really needs to be healed. And then finally, group number 3, these are the people who are going to have a lot of crown chakra activation. You're going to be receiving a lot of downloads, and you're going to be having some cell repair and some DNA activation. So for group number 3, you need lots and lots of sleep. You probably already feel physically drained or mentally drained. So sleep, get as much rest as you possibly can. Eat a clean diet, eat as you were intuitively guided to. And drink lots of water at this time. All right. I definitely feel like if you heed this message, if you figure this stuff out, and it doesn't have to be perfect, right? You don't have to we don't have that much time left in Sagittarius season. So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do the most right now, don't feel that way. Do as you are guided. I think all of us need to get into a lot more meditation at this time. That is going to help you understand what you need to be doing and when. But I feel like this message, if it finds you, I feel like you're definitely tapped in, and I feel like you definitely need to hear this. And please, please, please share this. I'm not even saying that for the algorithm and whatever. I'm saying because a lot of people need to hear this right now. All right. So healing, finding out who you are. Those are your assignments for Sagittarius season and Capricorn season. And I feel like if you are on that path and if you're doing those things, I think that 2023 is going to be a very good year for you. All right. And this is by no means hard. And it's not, but it's also not simple either. This is going to be challenging, especially the healing part, but power through it. Okay. Power through it. Do as you are intuitively guided, and listen to your spirit team. That's why meditation is so important right now. Your spirit team is going to help you get through this time and help you understand what you need to know and show you what you need to know, and have all of those messages that are pertinent to you right now. All right. So I really wanted to just get on here quick and drop this message because people really need to hear it right now. Oh, and the next thing, or the last thing I should say, is that during this month and through January 15th, I am exclusively only doing natal chart reports and progressed natal chart reports. And they're actually at a discount because people really need this information right now. You know, I started this video by saying that you really need to know yourself in this time, and your natal chart and your progressed natal chart is basically the first step in doing that. So this is the time, even if you don't go with me, even if you want to do it on your own, look at your natal chart, look at your progressed natal chart, because those are going to give you a lot of information on who you are, what you need to heal, and also what is to come. All right. So if you're interested in ordering a natal chart report or a progressed natal chart report, click the link in my bio and you'll be able to order those. You can also check out the links in the description box below. Those will be there as well. All right. And that's what I'm exclusively doing. I was told literally that's all I had to do because I had a lot of plans for the end of the year. I had something I was working on. I'm working on a book. I thought I was going to release that right now. And Spirit said, no, this is more important. People really need to know who they are. They really need to know their natal chart and their progressed natal chart inside and out. Because like I said, if for what's coming in 2023 and beyond, if you do not know who you are and you're not rooted in who you are, I really feel like your life probably will be a living hell. And I'm not saying this to fear monger. I'm not saying that you need to be scared. You don't. Because if you're listening to this message, you already know what's up. You already know what you need to do. So get your natal charts, get your progressed natal charts, get your life, heal, know yourself, and get prepared for 2023 and beyond. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully this live finds you in good spirits, that this message resonated with you. And again, share this message because people definitely need to see it. All right. Take care and I'll see y'all next time.